Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, that's not super loud actually. Right, there we go. Is that better? Yeah, I think that's better. Maybe that? I don't know. I can't hear myself, dude. I got the music up so loud. Oh, that's just off now. Alright, let me know what a good volume for the music is. Because it's all kind of an experiment with all this. But the other thing that's new. Hi! I actually managed to do like a full-on... I'm just looking to make sure it's alright. I managed to do a full-on webcam view now. So, yay! You could do the Wave channel rewards thing. And I can also do this to start. So, how is everyone? Welcome. Increase the music a bit. Alright, I will do. Welcome, Mr. Brexy, to the stream. Hope you're doing okay. Let me just turn the music up again. I just hate music that's like too loud. It's like a point where it just becomes undoable. My goodness. So this, I think it's the second stream in the new place, but the first one I've actually been able to have the webcam on. Welcome, Neon John, to the stream. Hope you're doing okay. So if I move that over there and then collapse that down. Is Discord even registering that I'm streaming? No. Amazing. Love you, Discord. I got my first grape already. Yeah, I do need to really get through those. Because I've had them for a little while. So, if I go to the stream... So the stream, it should be... Yeah, that's fine now. Hey! Yeah, I've currently just got all the music from my standard music playlist going. So if anything sucks, I'll just skip it. Because there are a few that won't really work for this. But there you go. This is on my ZSH updating. So now we've got to find... I really needed to do this before the stream, really. We've got to go find the program. We have to find what we did before with Django. So would it be here? No, it won't be there. Oh, where would it be? Would it be here? Would it be here? Yeah, I will be. I just got to find Django tutorial old. Why is that old? What's old about it? Is this what I was using before? Did I get a new one? Did I make a new one? I don't... It's been so long I don't really know where I am with it. It might be the playground. It's not gonna be... Okay, I guess we'll just move that one over and hope that one's fine. I suppose. No, not there. And Carberra. Would it be in other? No. It would not. So I'm gonna... Yeah, I probably should have done this before the stream, but I just completely forgot. Because big meme. It'd be programs, and it'd be... I don't know if I do anything in here. Okay, I do. I guess we'll just throw this in here. It might work, we'll see, I suppose. And while that's copying, we'll go to the directory. CD would be programs, organizations, Carberra, and then I don't know if it would even appear here yet. Oh yeah, it'd be planning, and then... Oh, there it is, yeah. We'll wait until everything finishes. I'm kind of worried by the fact it does say Django tutorial old, as though I did something new with it at some point that I can't find anywhere. That is worrying me a little bit. But I guess we'll work it out as we go along. I've still got a wee bit of a cough. It's not really that bad, but it is still definitely there. So that's fun. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you, Windows. Come on. Yeah, this is my flat. This is probably the first case you're going to get of it. Ignore the mess on the table. Most of that's fine. But yeah, it looks very much the same as the old one does. Funny enough. The camera's also higher up because the monitor's bigger. Yeah, I don't even know if I had... Oh, is it in here? No, it's the Pygame ones. I really don't know. I guess we'll just roll with this one and see what we get. Planning using Windows 11? No. I won't be updating. Until they allow you to move the taskbar to the side, nah. I'm fine without it. I'm just so used to having my taskbar. I mean, with a bigger monitor, it might be okay. Actually, let's have a look and see what it'd be like down the bottom. Because now I've got a bigger monitor, because I normally like the vertical screen real estate, but because the monitor's so much bigger now, it might be manageable. But to be honest, I don't know if I want to use it anyway. Where's the lot taskbar? There we go. So apparently they changed like a lot of stuff. Oh wow, that taskbar's tiny. Apparently the taskbar is like even bigger on Windows 11. So it's like, something like this I could probably deal with. Just having this tiny taskbar on the bottom. Maybe something just a bit bigger. Okay, that just doesn't look right. I'm not sure if this translucent taskbar would work either. This is a thing. How do I change this in taskbar sense? Probably, isn't it? God, if I do use small taskbar icons, no. Oh, God's sake. What is happening? There we go. So that isn't terrible. But, yeah. It's a program called Translucent TV. You can get it on the Windows Store. Just make that as small as it could be. I'll just look for it real quick. And go to Translucent TV. That's not what it was. Yeah, I just wanted to check your spelling. Thank you. Yeah, this one here. This is how I remember to. You've got like a lot of options in there, which is actually pretty cool. I do like it a lot, even though it is a bit buggy, but it works. So, oh yeah, I still got to do the grape, haven't I? Imagine being 12 minutes in the stream and not actually starting yet. Okay. Going to be using Python 3.10. Okay. I'm guessing we just need Django then, to be honest. Then we need that Django quick start guide. I should say this isn't going to be a 3-hour stream. It's only going to be 2 hours because I've got an online delivery coming at about 8. And obviously I need to be there for that. This song's cool. I don't think I've actually used this one yet in videos or anything. Yeah, get started. I want to do the... I guess it was the tutorial I was taking. Right, I don't know where we got. I guess I should have a look and see where we got. Oh, go away, I don't want to update. Let me also turn my monitor brightness up. I could do it on the monitor itself now without having to use the remote. Hey! So we got to the database, we got to this manage. Polls. I really don't know where we got to. Looks like we got quite far. Django app. What 3? Yeah, we did all this stuff. I'll definitely have to use this song in an intro at some point. This is actually amazing. I love it. I don't actually know when I got it. Like, some of these songs I really don't remember actually picking up. I remember doing all this. So I remember being on at least part 6. Automated testing. We did the testing. Polls test.py, but do we still have it? We do, okay. So we definitely did all that. So this old one I don't think is as old as I think it might be. I think we did all this. Part 6. What's in part 6? Static file. Okay, I don't remember doing this. Pulse static pulse star. Let's see if we've got that. Oh, we do have it. Yeah, pulse star. We do have it. Probably a bit too sure. There we go. Get some funk jazz in there. Okay, so we did this 2 by those things. Did we do number 7? Pulse admin.py. This doesn't look familiar. Admin.py. We have... Why have I got dot models like that? Hello? Okay, it doesn't look as though I have this. Oh yeah, okay, so this is where we got to, alright. By registering the question model with admin site register question, Django is able to construct a default form representation. Often you want to customize how the admin form looks and works. You'll do this by telling Django the options you want when you register the object. See how this works by reordering the fields in the edit form. Replace the admin site register with this. Okay. So, where's my mouse? There it is. Actually, I'm probably going to have to make that bigger, aren't I? Question admin. Can I move this forward a bit? There we go. Admin.model admin. Fields equals pub date. Whoops. Question text. There we go. Question admin. God, why won't this cough just leave me alone, dude? So I bring that back to the corner. You'll follow this pattern. Create a model admin class, then pass it to the second argument. Anytime you need to change the admin options for a model. Okay. This particular change above makes the publication date for... Oh, how do I run this thing? I don't remember how I run it. Django... No, it's... no, Python manage .py run server, isn't it? Run server. Am I in the wrong place? And perhaps I need to be in my site. So if we then go to /admin. Oh, what was my username and password? Was it just admin? Did we set up a username and password? Okay, it was just admin, that's fine. So I guess we want this. Wait, was it trying to... What page are we supposed to be on? Oh, we got a... Okay, yeah, there we go. That actually worked. So publication date is now above our text. Okay, fantastic. This isn't impressive only 2 fields, but for admin forms with dozens of fields, choosing intuitive order is important usability detail. Speaking of forms with dozens of fields, you might want to split the form up into field sets. Oh goodness, okay. This isn't Pepe compliant. So just get rid of that for now and have field sets equal... Oops. Got a good lesson, see you later. Alright, no worries, my dude. Good luck in lesson and have fun. Thanks for stopping by. Fields. Question text. Oh. Okay, I don't know what happened there. Then we have date information. Oops. Oh, I see what this is probably going to do. Fields. And then we have pub date. I don't know how to refresh it. Isn't it like a command to do it? Actually, if you just hit Control S, it should, yeah, it does it automatically for you. Which is quite nice. Ah, there you go, look at that! That's cool. First element of each 2-point field set is the title of the field set. Here's what our form looks like now. Yeah. Okay, we have a question admin page, but a question has multiple choices, and the admin page doesn't display choices yet. That's very ominous. There are two ways to solve this problem. The first is to register choice with the admin, just as we did with question. And then we just put choice in there, and then we, whoops, sort that. And then choice, and then that makes our site look like. Oh, so we got it on a separate tab here. So you have choices. Yes. Now, choice available option in Django admin. The add choice form looks like this. There's an add choice. Oh yeah, add choice. Oh yeah, there we go. That form, the question field is a select box containing every question in the database. Django knows that the foreign keys should be represented in the admins as a select box. In our case, only one question exists at this point. Also note the add another link to next to question. Every object with a foreign key relationship to another gets this for free. When you click add another, you'll get a pop-up window with the add question form. If you add a question in that window and click save, Django will save the question to the database and dynamically add it to the selected choice. Okay. Really, this is an inefficient way of adding choice objects to the system. It'd be better if you could add a bunch of choices directly when you create a question object. That's meant to happen. Okay. Oh goodness, okay. So we're moving, where is the mouse? There it is. And we do, oh, it's scrolled up a lot. Choice inline admin dot stacked inline model equals choice, extra equals 3, and then we have inlines equals choice inline, and then we load that, and then we see, oh, that's bad. Oh, the whole thing just doesn't, oh, there we go. Okay, so now it looks like this. That's kind of cool. Wait, we need to put this back anywhere. This tells Django choice objects are edited on the question admin page by default. Provide enough fields for 3 choices. Load the added question page to see how that looks. That's cool. It works like this. There are 3 slots for related choices as specified by extra, and each time you come back to change page for an already existing, you get another 3 extra slots. Okay. At the end of the 3 current slots, you'll find an add extra choice link. If you click on it, a new slot will be added. If you want to remove the added slot, you can click on the X to the top right. Okay. One small problem though, it takes a lot of screen space to display all the fields for entering related choice objects. For that reason, Django offers a tabular way of displaying inline objects. Use it, change the choice inline declaration to read. So we do tabular inline, and now when we load it, it looks different. Yeah, that looks nicer. With that tabular inline instead of stacked inline, the related objects are displayed in a more compact table-based format. Note there is an extra delete column that allows removing rows, added using the add another choice button. Yeah, we get all that. Consequently, I've been changed this. Now that the question admin page is looking good, so let's make some tweaks to the change list page, the one that displays all the questions in the system. Here's what it looks like at this point. Oh I'm guessing it's this one. Yeah. By default, Django displays a string of each object, but sometimes it'd be more helpful if you can display individual fields. To do that, use the list display admin option, which is tuple of the field names to display as columns. I'm going to change this page for the object. So this is still in admin.py. Okay, so we just put another one in here. This display equals, and then question text, whoops, and then pub, oh God's sake, date. And now, oh look at that. So we now have a second column. For good measure, let's also include the was published recently method for tutorial 2, okay. Was published recently. Hey, there we go. So this is the 15th of May. Holy crap, it's been a long time since we did one of these streams. Now question facial is this. And change the column header to sort by those values, except in the case of was published recently header because the sorting by the output of an arbitrary method is not supported. So the column header for was published recently is by default the name of the method with its underscores replaced by spaces, and that each line contains the string representation of the output. You can prove that by using the display decorator. Oh my goodness. On the okay. So it'd be on the oh, so this is models.py. And then you have in here, no, not in there, in here, admin.display. Now we need to also import admin. Django, .contrib, import admin. We need to sort those. And then we have boolean equals true. Ordering equals, I got another grape coming up. Pub dates. Efficient way to cure cough. Indeed, indeed, indeed. We all know it. I haven't actually had that many grapes, so maybe that's why I started. It'd be really funny if by the end of the stream it just gone. I think it did go for a bit and it kind of came back ever so slightly. I don't really know why. Is that oh, it's just some check zone. That's why it's complaining. Oh yeah, that was for... Oh, that's a dot, not a comma. I like grapes. No, I just can't type. It's because the microphone's in the way of the keyboard when I do this, so I just always make mistakes and stuff. Look at this, this is cool. I've got a little thing. A cross. More information on the properties configurable by using the decorator see list display. Edit polls admin file again and add an improvement to the question. Change the list page filters using list filters. Add the following to the question admin. Pub date. I'm presuming this will... Oh wow, look at this. We've got today, past 7 days, this month, this year. That's so cool. It has a filter sidebar that lets people change the list. That jazz though. Well, it's more funk, I suppose. Adds a filter sidebar that lets people filter the change list by the pod date field. It's just, we're just media players just resorted to saying YouTube audio library at this point. Okay, there we go. Just give it up with the names of the songs. The type of filter displayed depends on the type of field I can't focus. This going on in the background. The type of filter displayed depends on the type of field you're filtering on. Because pub date is a date time field, Django knows to give appropriate filter options. Any date today. Okay. It's shaping up well. Let's add some search capability. Oh goodness gracious me. So I'm guessing this just goes in here again. Search fields equals a question text. And then we have the search bar. So the search box at the top of the change list and so on. Oh goodness, sorry. And to search terms, Django will search the question text field. You can use as many fields as you'd like, although because it uses a like query behind the scenes, limiting the number of search fields to a reasonable number will make it easier for your database to do the search. Now's also a good time to note that change lists give you free pagination. The default is... Oh, default display is 100 items per page. Change this pagination, search boxes, filters, date hierarchies, and column header ordering all work together like you think they should. So if you search Jax, hey, if you search a blah, it will come up. Nice! Nice, nice, nice. Customize the admin look and feel. Clearly having Django administration at the top of each admin page is ridiculous. It's just placeholder text. You can change it though using Django's template system. The Django admin is powered by Django itself. Its interfaces use Django's own template system. Customizing your project's templates. Create a templates directory in your project directory, the one that contains manage.py. Okay. So the one that contains manage.py. Oh, okay, so here. Templates can live anywhere on your file system that Django can access. Django runs as whatever user your server runs. Keeping your templates within the project is a good convention to follow. Open your settings file, my product settings, remember, and add a Dears option in the template setting. Okay. My site settings.py. Whoops. And then add a Dears option in the template setting. Okay, there we go. Base dir. Oh, it uses pathlib. Nice. Presumably. Yeah, it says use pathlib. Awesome. Dears is a list of file system directories to check when loading Django templates. It's a search path. Just like the static files, we could have all the templates together in one big templates directory and it worked perfectly well. Templates that belong to a particular application should be placed in that application's template directory. Okay. Now create a directory called admin inside templates and copy the template admin base site HTML from within the default Django admin template and use the source code Django. Oh my god. Whoa! I'm hitting all the wrong buttons right now. Create a directory called admin inside that templates file. Oh, a directory. I can't read. And copy the template admin base site HTML from within the default Django admin template. Which is where? I don't know where that is. Oh, in the source code of Django itself. Django contrib admin templates admin, and it'd be base sites. There we go. .html. And then base sites.html. Copy that in there. Okay, cool. That was the hardest thing to do so far. Oh, there's even a thing to tell you where they are. Oh, well. Then edit the file and replace site header defaults. Oh my goodness. So that would be... Ah, there we go. Including the curly braces with your own site's name as you see fit. You should end up with... And then... Huh? Okay, yeah, there we go. Something like that, okay. Use this approach to teach you how to override... where was that? Okay. Or our templates an actual project, we would probably use the Django concept. I mean, select attributes to more easily make this particular customization. So that would now... That hasn't changed anything. I'm gonna save this. That still hasn't changed anything. Hello? Was I not supposed to... Oh, I don't know what I've done wrong there. Oh, was that... Oh, that was probably the title here. Was that different? Oh, I don't know. A template file contains a lot of text like block branding and title. Django's template language, and Django renders it. Template language should be evaluated to produce the final HTML page, just like you saw in tutorial 3. Not only Django's default admin templates can be overridden. To override a template, do the same thing you did with base.html, copy it from the folder, yada 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 yada. Customizing your admin's templates. Hugs you back. Your song just played, Jax. Astute readers will ask, but if Deers was empty by default, how does Django find a default admin template? The answer is that since add Deers is set to true, Django automatically looks for template subdirectories in each application package for use as a fallback. Don't forget that Django is an application. Yeah, your I think it's like Raid in the Hearth or something. Our part application is not very complex and doesn't need custom admin templates, but if it grew more sophisticated and required modifications to Django's standard admin templates for some of its functionality, it would be more sensible to modify the application's templates rather than those in the project. That way you can use the Pulse application in any new project and be assured that it would find custom templates if needed. See template loading documentation for more. It's nice. On a similar note, you might want to customize the look and feel of Django admin index page. By default, it displays all the apps in installed apps that have been registered with the admin application in alphabetical order. You may want to make significant changes to the layout. So the index is probably the most important part of the page of the admin. This should be easy to use. A template to customize this index. Yeah, whatever. Okay. The beginner tutorial ends here. Oh god. We're at the end of the beginner tutorial, lads. This is the advanced tutorial. After the previous tutorials, our project should look like this. Is there a way to expand all? No. So we have my site, yeah, you have the manage.py and then you have the settings. Oh, it'd help if it was in alphabetical order. Yeah, and then migrations. Yes. Is this the one we made ourselves? I have no idea. Oh no, it was generated. Okay. Then you have models.py, which is somewhere around here. Oh, it should be in. Oh yeah, models, and then God, this is just in some asinine order that I don't understand. Test views. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Look at the order. It's the order of these files. What is this? Oh god, whatever. Create my site templates in tutorial 7 and polls templates in tutorial 3. Perhaps it is clear why we chose to have separate template directories for the project and application. I mean, as part of the polls application is in polls. Makes the application self-contained and easier to drop into a new project. Polls directory can now be copied into a new Django project and immediately reused. It's not quite ready to be published though. For that we need to package the app to make it easy for others to install. Oh goodness. It's always a because it's the current state of Python packaging has been modeled with various tools. For this tutorial we're going to use setup tools to build our package. It's recommended packaging tools merged with the distribute fork. We'll be using pip to install and uninstall it. We should install these two packages now. If you need help, you can set tools. Wait, what the hell? It's a bit modern. For this tutorial, we're going to use setup tools to build our package. It's a recommended packaging tool. We'll be using pip to. You should install these two packages now. Two? Hey, Johnny. Okay, I don't know why it's saying 2, but sure. I guess it wants to install setup tools and then distribute, right? That is... Wow, that was incredible. Did it genuinely try and run through every single Python version and get messed up with all? Oh, I can't install setup tools? Because there's a syntax error. That was quite something, actually. So what is actually here? Django... Oh, setup tools did get... Well, yeah, but setup tools is already... Well, I don't understand what it wants me to install. Was it this that broke? No, it's not. It was just distribute. Do you like pesto? What, the stuff... What, that green stuff? Yeah. Okay, I'm guessing. How does I guess? Does it want me to install Django as well? Because I've already got it. I have no clue. I guess we'll just continue, and if it breaks, it breaks. Python packaging refers to preparing your app in a specific format that can easily be used and installed. Django itself is packaged very much like this. For a small app like polls, the process isn't too difficult. First, create a parent directory for polls outside of your Django project. Call this directory Django polls. Okay. Let me just close all these down so I can see what the hell I'm doing. Outside of your Django project. So here? I'm guessing. Is that a folder? Yeah, it is a folder. Call this directory Django polls. What? Create a parent directory for polls. I have no idea what that wants me to do. I'm guessing here. I've noticed it's like the terminology has suddenly become a lot less clear now that we're in the outside of the beginner tutorials. Move the polls directory into the Django polls directory. Okay. Create a Django polls readme.rst with the following contents. Does it have to be an RST? Bloody hate RST. Oh, it's Django polls.readme. .rst. Create Django polls license. Choose a license beyond the scope of this tutorial. A good part of me doesn't really care. That's not. This isn't in the right place. It needs to go here. There we go. New file, license, whatever. I'm not going to be distributing this. Now we create a setup config. Oh, do we have to use setup CFG? Okay, I know how to do packaging and stuff. You know, I'll just copy all this crap. I don't know why it's making us use setup configs. Setup configs suck. It's what, like Django 3.2. Oh, look at this. The BSD is Django approved. Nice. I don't think you actually have this install requires on the self.py. And inside a setup, so this is the only problem. Is you have to make 2 files, and it's kind of annoying. Python. Why have I done that? Setup.py. Python files. Yeah, it wants the manifest. Cool. Oh, that's how you do it. You do recursive include. Well, I've sorted the problem I was having with that anyway. So I don't know why I've closed that down that far. Oh, I've gotten confused about where to put that. I'm so used to putting that in the root directory. I'm really not used to putting these files anywhere else. And it wants that. Oh, God's sake! So I don't want to use the clipboard on the thing just in case there's any sensitive data on it. Okay. Not sure if it's recommended you include detailed documentation of your app. Cool. We'll just do that. So is that polls docs? Oh, Django polls docs. Okay. No, the docs directory won't be included in your package unless you add some files to it. Many Django apps also provide their own documentation through the reader docs. Try building your package with Python setup.py sdist. Oh, I don't know what needs sdist. Python so polls, yeah. Python setup.py sdist. Yes. Okay, that's a lot quicker than all my packages normally take to build. New Django package. Since we moved the polls directory out, the package is no longer working. When I fix this by installing our new Django polls package. To install it, yeah, so you just do like pip install maybe dist and then from the targz. Should now work correctly again. Run the server to confirm this. Python manage, oops, manage.py run server. Oh, am I in the wrong place? Again, this keeps happening, dude. Hey, it does. Nice. That's a big noise. Okay. Cool. Publishing your app. That would be perfect. Email it to a friend, upload it on your website, or post the package to the public repository, such as Python package index. I love how I've basically just done a tutorial for stuff that I've been doing literally for like basically non-stop for the last 3 or 4 months. What to do next? I've read all the introductory material. I've only just scratched the surface. In fact, if you've read every single word, you've read about 5% of the overall documentation. So what's next? There's big fans of learning by doing. At this point, you should know enough to start a project of your own and start fooling around. You learn new tricks, come back to documentation. We put a lot of effort into making Django's documentation useful, clear, and as complete as possible. The rest of this documentation explains more about how the documentation works so that you can get the most out of it. This is documentation about documentation. I'm sure we have no plans to write a document about how to read the document about documentation. Damn it, I need that though. How am I ever supposed to read the documentation that tells me how to read the documentation if I don't have documentation to do that? Django's got a lot of it, almost 450,000 words and counting. God, I would like to see if that outdoes sklearns. I downloaded a PDF of sklearn's documentation, and it was 2,700 pages long. That library has a lot of stuff in it. Like, oh my word. I also recommend using the built-in search feature. I can just browse around. How documentation is organised. Django's main documentation is broken up into chunks designed to fill different needs. The introduction material is designed for people new to Django or to web development in general. It doesn't cover anything in depth, but instead gives a high-level overview of how developing in Django feels. Topic guides, on the other hand, dive deep into individual parts of Django. There are complete guides to Django's model system, template engine, forms framework, and much more. It's probably where you want to spend most of your time. If you work your way through these guides, you should come out knowing pretty much everything there is to know about Django. Web development is often broad, not deep. Problems span many domains. I've written a set of how-to guides that answer common how-do-I questions. FAQs and stuff. Guides and how-tos don't cover every single class, function, method available in Django. They'll be overwhelming when you're trying to learn. So details about individual classes, function, methods, and modules are kept in a reference. This is where you'll find the details of a particular function or whatever you need. If you're interested in deploying a project for public use, lots of several guides for that. Okay. And it's a specialized documentation, not usually relevant to most developers. This includes the release notes and internal documentation for those who want to add code to Django itself and a few other things that don't fit elsewhere. Okay. Cool. Just as Django codebase is developed and improved on a daily basis, our documentation is constantly improving. We improve documentation for several reasons. All this stuff, yeah. I have it in plain text. Well, you could just grep it. Interesting. Oh no, yeah. We did a Django documentation in plain text. I guess it's just okay. Yeah. That's HTML locally. I could just build it yourself. Absolutely. So there's 2 versions. Text documentation in the main branch of the Git repository contains the latest and greatest changes and additions. These changes include documentation of new features for Django's next future release. For that reason, it's worth pointing out our policy to highlight recent changes and additions to Django. A development documentation is from the main branch. These docs correspond to the latest feature release, plus whatever features have been added, changed in the framework since then. As we add features to Django's development version, we update the documentation in the same git commit transaction. Distinguish feature changes, additions in the docs. We use the phrase new in Django development version for the version of Django that hasn't been released yet, or new in version XY for release versions. Documentation fixes and improvements may be backported to the last release branch at the discretion of the committer. However, once one version of Django is no longer supported, that version of docs won't get any further updates. The main documentation webpage includes... There you go. Okay. So we've gone through all the tutorials and stuff now, I guess. Oh, never mind. We've still got other tutorials, apparently. What is this for? First patch for Django. Oh, this is actually contributing to Django. Oh goodness. And they're just using Django. Oh wow. Okay. This is a lot of stuff all in here. Okay, right. I think I might call it there. To be honest, I know we haven't been going for a very long time. But I do have other stuff that I need to do today, unfortunately. Hopefully next week, you know, the schedule will get a bit better. You know, everything's been quite full on with everything. I want to see yours soon. Yeah, it's been quite a lot, you know, starting lessons again. I started on Monday, I had a 6-hour day, and I was just dead on Tuesday completely. And then I accidentally timetabled something over the top of the stream, so I couldn't do it then, and then we're doing it now, and then I've got to record later, and it's been a lot. Hopefully next week I'll be able to settle into more of a routine, and be able to do stuff a bit better. But yeah, in the meantime, I just kind of, you know, it's weird going back to uni in person again, because obviously all my lectures are in person now, so that's weird to do. So that's taken some getting used to. Although all my stuff is on Monday, literally all of it is on Monday pretty much. So, you know, hopefully things will get a bit better. But yeah, in the meantime, thanks for everyone that stopped by the stream, and I'll see you whenever. I don't know if I'll be doing one tomorrow or not. We'll have to see. So, bye.